guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and this video is about winterizing your car. Remember, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're a ready subscriber, hit the notification bell. I post 3 videos a week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern. A lot of times I'll sprinkle in a 4th video. You're never going to see that video unless you hit the notification bell. Like and share this video so our channel can grow, and as always, leave a positive comment below. All right, so these are the 5.5 steps that I do to winterize all my cars that I'm not going to be driving for in the winter. So what you're going to do is leave a comment, watch this video all the way through to see all the reasons, all the things that I do, and then leave a comment below what you do. Did I forget something? Do you suggest I do something instead? Leave a comment. All right, so we're sitting in my 2005 Acura NSX. You know how much I love this car. I've owned 2 of them. I had a black 95, a black and tan, which doubled in value. And then I bought this car about 4 years ago. I think I did my 4-year review on it. I think I got it in 2016, Memorial Day. So 4.5 years. By spring, it'll be 5 years. And this car is doubled in value. So I love the NSX. I think there's nothing better than a stick shift, rear engine, reliable, low maintenance car. So this is one of the last year made of the original NSX, 2005, Long Beach Blue. And they're actually bringing Long Beach Blue back for the new NSX. I think it might be the 2021 model year. They're actually reviving this color. Only 88 were made in this color from 2002 to 2005. And I think there was only a handful, 20-something pretty much every year since there were 88 in those 4 years. So the last year in one of the rarest colors with a manual transmission and a Targa top. So this car is going to be going away for the winter. It's December now while I'm filming this. So these are the things that I do when I'm not going to drive the car for the winter. Now, people always ask me, the first question they always ask me, do I drive my cars in winter? The answer is yes, as long as there's not salt on the ground. So I live in northern New Jersey. They love salt like it's going out of style. And sometimes they put this new thing on the ground. It's like oil, which gets all over the place as well. So somebody who knows exactly what that is, comment below. But so no, if there's salt or that oily stuff on the road, then I do not drive the car. Now, if we do have some mild weather in December, January, February, maybe beginning of March, and there's no salt on the road, like it's rained and it was warm enough, and then I will drive the car. I do not believe in a car sitting. A car needs to be exercised. If you don't want to buy a low mileage car that's been sitting for 5 or 10 years, seals rot out the whole bit, tires dry rot. So I always try to drive the car whenever possible. But now it's December. We just had our first flurries yesterday, and thank God they didn't salt the road. So today I'm winterizing the NSX, and I'm going to assume that I'm not going to drive it again until March 1st. So these are the things that I do. And again, if there is a couple mild weekends, which there may be, typically in December here, the average temperatures are in the 40s. In January, it's in the 30s. February, it's in the 20s. So if it's warm enough, and these have, these are very sticky summer tires, so it has to be probably 40 degrees before I would drive it. Today's actually going to be a warm day. That's why I'm winterizing the car. It's going to be like 47 today. So these are the things that I do. The first thing I do is fill it up with gas. Even though it's going to be garage all winter, I don't want condensation. So I always put it away with a full tank of gas. And we'll get into more of that later. I also change the oil. For years and years, I used to change the oil in the spring on all my cars. And then I realized, oil obviously degrades. I'm not going to drive it most likely over the winter. Or if I do, it's just going to be once or twice. So now I change the oil to get all the cars done, starting in October, November, December. And by December, all the oil's changed on all the cars. And then I am at least storing it with fresh oil. And this way, when I do drive the car in the spring, or if there are 1 or 2 driving times in the winter, I'm driving it with fresh oil. Oil degrades over time, 12 months, 18 months. So I always try to put it away with fresh oil, since the engine is just going to be sitting there. Now, also, I wash the car. I guess you don't have to wash the car, but if you had any kind of stains or, bird stuff on it, the last thing you want to do is put this car away with a cover on it and not know to the spring. It's going to probably ruin your paint over that 3 months that it's staying. So I wash the car by hand, so I've already done those 3 things, and that's why I'm filming this now. I've changed the oil, I've washed the car, I've filled it up with gas. Another thing you should do that people forget, and I would say most people don't do this, maybe us car enthusiasts do this, is blow all the tires up with air. So if you're not sure what your tires are supposed to be, just open the door and there's a tag on here. It tells you the cold temperature for every tire. And then on the tire itself, it tells you the warm temperature for every tire, the maximum temperature in every tire. So just for example, I'm making it up. This is not the NSX tire pressures. Say it's 32, right? The average car is 32 PSI. Then on your tire, it may say the maximum. So the maximum could be 45, 50, or something like that. So I typically will put the tires 5 to 10 pounds higher once I'm not going to drive the car. And then I'll leave myself a little post-it note in the car saying, the tires are fully filled with air, so if I do take it for a drive over the winter or even in the spring, then I'll air down the tires to that 32 number. So remember, that 32 number that's on the side of your car, or whatever that number is cold tire, not after you took it for a drive. So for example, it might go up 5 while you're driving. It's supposed to be 32 cold, it's warm at 37, and now you're going to pump it up to 42. You're probably going to have your tire pressures off, because what's going to happen when it's going to go in your garage is going to cool down, and that 42 will become 37. So what I'll do is today I washed the car, I changed the oil, I filled it up with gas. I'm going to put it in my garage right now, and I'll probably store it in the warehouse for the winter because it's climate controlled. And what I'll do is I'll take out the car the next day, or obviously when I get to the warehouse, pull into the warehouse, then I blow them up with air when the car doesn't have to move anymore. And I'll usually put 5 to 10 more than recommended, as long as I don't go over the max. And then I leave myself a note in the car, the tires are overfilled with air, don't move the car. And sometimes we have to push it around the warehouse and stuff like that. All right, so we have 4 things so far. Fill it up with gas, change the oil. The lighting here sucks, sorry guys. Wash the car, blow it up with air. And then what I do, the car's already parked for the winter, blow it up with air. Then I put it on a battery tender. So some people disconnect the battery. I've always had good luck with just leaving it on the tender. Even when I drive it during the summer and stuff like that, pull into my garage, put on the tender immediately. So this car is never off the tender. So I tell my kids, hey, daddy's very green. I plug my car in all that. Look, all my cars are plugged in, and they are. They're on battery tenders. So those are 5 things. And then I'm going to tell you the 5 and a half, 6 thing, and I'll tell you that in a second. So fill it up with gas, change the oil, wash the car, blow it up with air, battery tender. And then the next thing is, only if I was storing the car longer, like the 3 months, I doubt I would do it. If I know it's going to be a terrible winter and I might not drive it to April or May because of all the salt on the road and we may still have a snowstorm in April, then I would put Sta-Bil or some kind of additive in the gas. I think for 3 months, you don't need to do that. And for me, it's probably going to be 2.5 months by the time March 1st rolls around. And if I drive it once or twice. So if you know the Sta-Bil will make your gas, or one of the brands, and this is not an endorsement, I don't get paid by anybody. But if you put one of those gas additives in there, it can keep your gas, I think, is good for 2 years. But then obviously you don't want it kind of sitting in there too. You want to burn that off. So typically I won't put it in there unless I know it's going to be a long winter, or when I used to have 8 or 9 cars and they were all in the warehouse, I may not get to that car till June or something like that. And if I know it's sitting 6 months or something, then I would probably put Sta-Bil in it. If I'm going to drive this car March 1st or whenever the salt and the road's clear, then I'm not going to do that because it's only going to be about 2 months, 2.5 months from now. So those are my tips for winterizing your car. Leave a comment below. What do you do? What did I miss? Is there something else? Is there something I do that you don't like? Is there something that you were reminded of that you don't do? What did I miss? Tell me in the comments below. All right, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next time.